Hey guys, welcome to All Time Gaming. I'm Chris.
And I'm Jamie, and still no word from Jonesy.
Yeah, no word from the kidnappers either.
I'm starting to worry that he might be dead.
Might be. It seems like we've really fucked up this time, Jamie.
Yeah, and speaking of people who fucked up, Chris, here's our list of 6 video game characters who fucked everything up.
Hey!
See? Turning Jonesy's death into a title for a video.
Yeah.
With the MacGyvers of YouTube.
All right, Jamie, and starting off, do you know what I want to talk about?
What do you want to talk about?
Bike couriers. You know what I'm talking about?
Joseph Gordon-Levitt made a film about them.
Yeah, exactly. And when they're not trying to deliver their package to, little toddlers.
What?
You know what I'm saying. They're being infused with electricity and saving the world. That's right, Cole from the infamous series is that unfortunate douchebag. And he finds himself at the center of the destruction of Empire City, and from there, must use his powers to defeat the shadowy Kessler. Only thing, spoiler, Cole is Kessler, just from an alternate timeline. Spooky.
Oh my god.
Alright, Jamie, let me explain. In Universe A, the Earth is attacked by a figure called the Beast. And instead of using his awesome electrical powers to fight, Cole runs away like a little bitch. Right?
Understandable. Beast sounds scary.
Yeah. Yet, so naturally, the Earth in Universe A is fucked, and his family die in the process. Because Cole didn't have the guts to face the Beast earlier. However, he's not done screwing around just yet. No. Cole manipulates his power to travel to an alternate timeline, let's call it Universe B, where he restarts himself as Kessler with the intention of training Cole to become stronger, also that he can face the Beast.
That seems like a really elongated way just to fight someone.
But it also just sounds like a really weird kind of ad for Monster. Face the Beast. That's all well and good, but instead of simply approaching Cole B and warning him, Cole A, that is Kessler, assumes command of the First Sons, destroys a large part of Empire City, blames Cole B, and generally makes life miserable for everyone concerned in Universe B. Make sense?
Yeah. Saved World B, fucked it up in the process.
Or rather, fucked up World B so that it can be saved.
Oh, wow.
Oh, shit.
You just dropped a bomb.
Now, yes, it can be argued that it was necessary to screw up Universe B in order to stop the Beast, right?
Yes.
But without the ray sphere, which Kessler develops, the Beast would never have arrived in the first place. So,
He's the source of all the fuck.
He's the author of all his pain.
Hello, James. I'm the author of all your pain. Chris, let me lay down a basic truth for you.
Yeah.
Kratos from the God of War series is not a nice person.
I wouldn't let him dog sit my dog, so yeah.
Even before his repeated trips to Mount Olympus, he thought nothing of waging war on numerous people just because he felt like it.
What a dick.
Then, when it looks like he's getting his ass handed to him by someone he has dicked over before, he calls for heavenly support. Oh, I see. So the gods are fine when you want something, huh, Kratos? As Ares' disciple, he spends most of his time fucking up shit on Earth and only really gets pissed off at the gods when Ares decides to arrange a little payback, which is fair enough.
Yeah.
Playing through God of War reads like a teenager's diary. Nobody understands my pain, my anger. Oh, my dad is so unfair. He becomes so whiny and unbearably self-centered that you just want to grab him by the shoulders, slap him around the face and say, grow up. Only if you did that, Chris, he'd just stab you, because that's how Kratos interacts with the world.
That's how he rolls.
That and red hot dicking, apparently.
This guy fucks. Thank you.
When he fucks people, everything else in the room wobbles. At no point does Kratos actually stop and think about what he's doing and whether it's the best way to deal with his grief. He just rampages, killing everyone from important deities to innocents in his path because, well, fuck it, I guess. Stabbing a certain one in the past, so might as well keep doing it.
Just do what you know. You do you.
His primary purpose is revenge. Revenge on Ares, revenge on Zeus. He ransacks Greece just to get Zeus's attention, for Christ's sake. What's wrong with a text message? Or a Snapchat? And in his final act of destruction, he enables a second war between the Titans and the gods, which destroys the planet. All because of one moody arsehole who should have seen a therapist.
And now Jamie's got a son, and he's fucking in Scandinavia somewhere.
Although, his one reason he leaves that hut is so that his son can kill a deer. And in the process, he fucking kills 3 goblins, breaks an entire fucking cliff edge in the process of killing a fucking troll. You can't take him anywhere!
Man, Kratos is such a douche.
Kratos is an almighty douche, but he does have a kind of cool name. It starts with a K.
You know what? Speaking of cool names, you have to hand it to Blizzard. They really know how to name their characters. Ogrim Doomhammer, Sylvanas Windrunner, Malfurion Stormrage.
Okay, sure.
But today we're looking in particular at Arthas Menethil, Crown Prince of Lordaeron. He has a classic tale, Jamie. Prince becomes a paladin, paladin finds a talking sword, Paladin becomes Lord of the Undead. You know, it's a tale as old as time.
Yeah, I think I read that as a child. My first Arthas.
My first Arthas. All right, let's rewind a bit. Let's start at the beginning. So, Arthas was the heir to the throne of Lordaeron and a noble paladin when the Scourge attacked. Pushed into desperation by the ferocity of the Scourge, Arthas encountered the cursed sword Frostmourne.
That sounds ominous.
It's also a fucking cool name, man. Frostmourne.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call my first child Frostmourne. The inscription on the sword reads, "Just as the blade rends flesh, so must power scar the spirit."
One ring to rule them.
Almost, but no. Arthas, chill, okay? I know things are looking a bit grim at the moment, but even you have to admit that a legendary sword encased in ice might just maybe be cursed. Taking that thing just won't end well. Also, your friends Uthar and Jaina both said, "Don't take the sword." But did you listen? No. Believing that the blade could save his people, it actually stole his soul and slowly corrupted him into a Death Knight.
Sounds like a bad thing to be.
I mean, just like another night out for me, really. With his new power and under the control of the Lich King, Arthas proceeded to Lordaeron and killed his father, unleashing the Scourge on his people. The same thing, Jamie, he tried to prevent in the first place.
Tables are turned.
Oh, shit. With his father dead, Arthas went to Northrend to aid the besieged Lich King, slaying his demon hunter assailant and merging with the Frosted Monarch to become the titular Lich King.
Chris, something you and me both know
Yeah.
is that life as a CIA asset is never easy.
Well, you've just doxed us now, so
Oh shit, I wasn't meant to say that.
I'll just-
I've been telling everyone.
just gloss over it.
South American democracies don't just destabilize themselves, they require careful planning and proper preparation. Or you just send in Rico Rodriguez.
Rico Rodriguez.
Yes, your favorite mulleted parachute shitting machine with a chronic death wish and a sweet hook shot. What other CIA operatives do through tact, Rico does with enough rockets up the arse to give General Patton the horn from beyond the grave. But for as noble as it is to kick the shit out of a nation just for looking at America funny, you do have to say that he has an uneasy habit of fucking shit up for everyone left alive. And I'm talking about after his killing spree. For example, look at the inhabitants of Panau, led by the late dictator Baby Panay.
Oh, hey, baby.
Their army is in tatters, their surprisingly green energy infrastructure has been destroyed, and their leading export, crude oil, has been irradiated beyond reasonableness. So an entire country that seemed mostly peaceful except the lunatic in charge has been fucked sideways, and we're supposed to root for the preening cockend that just put them there?
Well, yeah, right? Aren't you?
Yeah, because we play as him, and because it's fucking fun. I mean, the explosions are satisfying, and if you wanted a story that wasn't ripped from an 80s action flick, then you've probably come to the wrong place. Just for a second, consider that Rico has just doomed an entire country to economic oblivion, which might see thousands starve to death, and then you might be able to see just maybe, just why, a little tiny bit, he kind of maybe just fucked up.
And of course, speaking of fucking up a sovereign nation, let's move from the warm climate of the South Pacific to the mountainous region of Kyrat in Far Cry 4. You play as clueless fuckwit AJ Gale, who has returned to the land of your birth with the ashes of your mother. Before you know it though, you've been sucked into a civil war where the freedom fighters guilt you into murdering hundreds of men you personally have zero beef with.
That sucks.
It's not a cool thing.
What is a world without beef?
Fucking vegetarian, and we all know that that is not a world worth living in. Ah, but you were asked nicely, so fuck it, right? It's murder time. Unlike in Far Cry 3, where it can be said that Jason Brody actually had a reason to rampage across those two islands and collect sculpts like a champ, AJ just kind of does what he's told. Expected more from you, AJ. He never once told anybody to fuck off and leave him alone. So how does AJ screw up royally then? Well, we did touch on this in our annoying characters video. Check it out after this video, shameless plug. But let's look at the different endings that you get. First, you can choose to kill either Sabal or Amita, but they're both as bad as each other in their own little ways and have shown themselves to be just as bad as Pagan Min himself. So what is the fucking point? Then, of course, you can choose to shoot or spare Min, but either way, he disappears, leaving the country so rigidly controlled by one man for about 20 years, it's now leaderless.
That's not a good place to be.
No, it's like cutting off the head of a chicken, and the chicken
Yeah.
just runs around going... Yeah, I guess you could put one of the Golden Path in charge, but as they're both awful, just fucking the worst, you're just swapping out one dictator for another. Or you can kill them both and leave yourself in charge, but who gives a shit? You're just some 26-year-old bro from the States with no prior experience of governing a country. You've massacred your way through the army as well. Anyone with any experience and about 90% of the population. So where do you go from there?
I've got an idea. Repopulation, baby. Just you and me.
What?
But no, I mean, I'm talking to a fictional Curiatian woman.
You know what, say what you want. I think Amita is quite, you should get a stab from me.
I get what you're saying. I'm more of a Pagan Min guy. Well, Chris, AJ interferes by accident, but do you know what's worse?
Hit me.
Interfering on purpose.
Ooh.
And while some may consider this rogue charming, his uncanny ability to explode anything he touches leads to perhaps the ultimate fuck-up. The alpha fuck-up.
Fuck up Prime.
Exactly. The destruction of Earth and the extinction of the human race. It doesn't get much worse than that.
It's pretty big, yeah.
If you don't know the boss by now, let's backtrack. Starting as a gang-banging mutant Saints Row 1, the boss moved his way up the ranks of street gang the Saints. The boss then becomes the most important character in Stillwater and Steelport, then the United States of America, then the world, and finally the universe. But in the final stages of this character arc that takes wacky and shoots for the fucking sun, the boss is captured by alien overlord Zinyak. And of course, because this is Saints Row, the boss just couldn't resist provoking his captors just that little bit too far, causing Zinyak to snap and destroy the Earth. I don't have to explain to you really why this pretty much fucked everything up, right?
Yeah, sure.
The boss and their entourage of high-functioning sociopaths have survived, but with precisely 3 females, 5 males, 1 robot, and whatever monstrosity you've gone for, that's not a great outlook for repopulating humanity. Even worse, for historians anyway, is the fact that this group of misfits now have access to a time machine. As the end credits show, they're not content to fuck around with the present anymore, oh no. Now they're on a mission to begin screwing up everything else in mankind's past. So, do you want a game character that has royally screwed the pooch? You can't get much better than this.
Right, so there we have it. 6 protagonists who possibly should have stayed at home.
Do you agree with our list? Did we miss anything? Let us know down below so that YouTube can give us a thumbs up and stop unsubscribing people from the channel.
Yeah, it would be nice.
Yeah.
And speaking of that, make sure to click our bell and enable notifications. It's kind of like a double subscribe. And of course, a like goes a long way too.
And if you want to see more heroes behaving badly, check out our list of 6 heroes who turned out to be the villain.
Ooh.
And we'll see you next time.
See ya.